Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Ancestral Family Living. I do have a little bit of a cold, so ignore my voice in this video, but we just got a last minute invite to go to the beach for this upcoming week for a couple days. So because we're going with our friends, we told them we would bring a majority of the snacks because there's gonna be like 6 kids total. Three for me, 3 for the other family, but one of them is a baby, so she won't really be eating a lot. But I wanted to share with you what we bought at Sam's Club. All right, so we're gonna start with like the healthier stuff. We'll start over here. We have a bunch of bananas. I'm not sure if this will be like ripe in time for taking them to the beach, but I do have a bunch of bananas from our previous grocery haul that should be good to go. So this bunch may not end up being packed. It might be the other one, just kind of depends. We bought a bag of their Cosmic Crisp apples. I'm going to make sure that I wash these in baking soda and water before we leave. And then that way, because obviously if you cut apples ahead of time, they'll brown a little bit. I figured we could just cut them there. We have some grapes, 3 pounds of red seedless grapes. Again, same, I guess with all the fruit, I'm going to be washing it before we leave. The grapes, I'm just going to wash and put back in this container. And the strawberries, I'm still deciding on if I'm going to cut them up or not and then put them back in the container, or if I'll just cut them while we're there. I think for simplicity's sake, I'm going to cut them before we go. Basically, my plan with this stuff is to just bring some individual plastic baggies so my boys can bring these with them to the beach on top of just having them for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But like I said, it'll be 5 boys total. The little baby, she's, I think, like, sorry, Adam just went to the bathroom. You heard the toilet flush. The little baby, I don't think she's eating solids yet, but if she is, obviously she's more than welcome to have them. But this is more geared towards those older boys. We have 2, I guess, a dozen. Her name's Alexis. So we have a dozen bagels here, just plain bagels. Sam's Club did have blueberry bagels and they had cinnamon raisin, but I'm not sure. The other boys that are going to be there are a little bit on the picky side, so I'm not sure if they would have actually had, like, if they would have actually ate the blueberry or the cinnamon raisin. I know my boys probably would have ate the blueberry, but probably not the cinnamon raisin, so that's why I just opted for plain bagels. I still need to go to Aldi, make sure that I get some cream cheese and just some other, like, fill-in stuff. So I'm going to add cream cheese to my list. Adam, again, just fell off the chair. If you heard something, it's a little crazy with them here. So here, I've seen these before, but I haven't actually picked them up. But it says they're made with avocado oil. And I did check the ingredients in the store. It just says potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt. So I felt good getting these for everyone to eat. Again, that'll probably just be like a side item with lunch or with dinner. We have 2 bags of their freeze-dried strawberry slices. I'm not sure if the other family will like these, but I know my boys will for sure eat them. And this will be another thing that I can just put in a little plastic bag or keep it in this bag and take with to the beach. I was trying to get things that wouldn't melt too much, obviously with being in the heat, and would travel well. So that is something that I thought of. The other family did request to have some apple sauce pouches, so I went with that one. They do have another one. This is like all the mix of flavors. There was another package that just had plain applesauce, but I thought they would enjoy having some flavors to choose from. These make good bars. We've had them before, but I have not seen them at Sam's Club before. But basically, it's got all of their like certifications with it, and then if I can flip it with one hand, it's, peanut-free, tree nuts, dairy, egg, wheat, gluten, soy, sesame, fish, and shellfish-free. So I'm not sure if the other family will like that. I did send their mom a picture, and she said it was a good haul, and, like, she's, like, excited, obviously. So hopefully the boys will like that. I have been making my own sourdough granola bars, and I'm debating on making some of those ahead of time. I was thinking I could just like make them, have them in the fridge overnight, then I'll cut them into the bar slices and then individually wrap those and throw that in the freezer so it'll travel easier. The beach is only 3 hours away from us, so we won't have too long of a drive, but I'm not sure if that's overkill, seeing as like we're only going to be there for 2 days and I'm bringing this amount of food. And then these I have not had before either, but that's peanut butter chip and chocolate sea salt. They are like protein bars, so we'll see if they yeah, for brains, magnesium, vitamin E, MCT, flavonoids, lion's mane, which is good for you. We used to take like a mushroom lion's mane supplement, but we stopped doing that. And also the ingredients didn't look too bad on them, which is why I went ahead and picked them up as well. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Yeah, the natural flavors for the peanut butter was the thing that was kind of throwing me off. But they're not super picky when it comes to like ingredients and that kind of stuff. I have yet to try those, so I'm not sure if they taste like chalky like regular protein bars or if they'll be good. I'll report back to you on that. Here is another thing that I picked up. I thought this could be more so something for the adults versus the kids, but it's just mozzarella in the middle and then uncured pepperoni, and it's just like wrapped around it in like a stick, and they are individually packaged is what it looked like, so that will be something too. We're going to be bringing a like a cooler bag with us to keep some of the stuff in while we travel, so I thought that could be just like our snack bag that we take with us to the beach, and so that'll be something that we bring too. And the ingredients here is mozzarella cheese, uncured pepperoni, and then the parts I didn't like was the natural flavoring and the sunflower oil, but it is what it is. You could probably make this yourself too if you can find pepperoni that doesn't have like all the natural flavors and all the stuff in it. But for simplicity's sake, and just because I've yet to been able to find a pepperoni at like our main grocery stores that have that, I just decided to buy that, and I think that was around like $10 or $11, which I didn't think was bad. These just bear chicken breast strips. These will be what I was thinking we would have for lunch or for dinners. I'm not sure if we're going to be eating out or if we're just going to be cooking food at the house, so I thought this would be a good like addition, you know, because I know her boys will eat chicken tenders and I know mine will eat this, so I thought this would be a good thing to have, just so that way, you know, because you're out in the sun all day, you want to make sure you're still getting your protein in, make sure you're still getting hydrated, so that was what I was thinking would be a good thing for lunches. We have this big box of chips and just like a variety, so it's Cool Ranch, the honey barbecue flavor twist, the cheddar and sour cream ruffles, Cheeto puffs, and Funyuns. Sorry, someone was just in the bathroom and needed help. But that is, I'm sure this will last us for a little bit longer than the 2 days we'll be there. That we'll probably break into this on our drive up there. But I know Liam, my oldest, he's most excited. What are you most excited for in the box, Liam?
Cheese puffs.
The cheese puffs. And Adam, what are you most excited for in this box?
Cheetos.
The cheese puffs too? Yeah, they're super excited for that. And then I went ahead and got a case of the Deer Park, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Deer Park, of their natural spring water. This I just thought would be good just to have on hand. I'm still planning on bringing, each one of my boys has a Yeti tumbler water bottle that has their name on it, so I'll be bringing those with us, but I thought this would be good just to have, to make sure we have water that we can be filling up to make sure we're staying hydrated. Obviously, it'll be South Carolina where we're going to, and the heat, the beach. I just want to make sure no one's getting dehydrated because I'm sure we're going to be out in the sun all day. On top of them, just like playing with their friends, I'm sure there's going to be another level of chaos with everything. So in total, I think if I remember correctly, it was like $134 and some change for everything that you see here. So it's pretty productive, I would say. I think it was like around $20 was what the total was for fruit. The freeze-dried strawberries were around $8 a bag. It was like $7 and some change. The Made Good chalk granola bars were on sale. These were, I think, $11 or $12. They might have even been like $14. This was $15. That was almost $20. That was, I think, like $6 and some change. Yeah, so that is everything that we got to go to take with us for the beach for this week. Hey everyone, so we are back officially from the beach, and this grocery haul was basically, we still need to finish out the week. We were at the beach for like 3 days, but you know, we needed more meat, we need a little bit more fruit because of what we ate at the beach. So this is everything that I picked up at Sam's Club. So we will start over here. We have 6 pounds of grass-fed, grass-finished ground beef. Each of these was its regular price of $16.14. We also use Scan and Go, so I'm able to see what the total is as we continue shopping. This is a bottom round. I wanted a top round, but they didn't have any. So this was $23 for a total of 4.5 pounds. I'm going to be doing a roast sometime in the upcoming week. I saw someone do a reel about a roast, and it just like really, I started craving it. So we'll cook this in our Dutch oven. We'll cook it with some potatoes and carrots and onion and all the good stuff. And then whatever we don't use from like that first meal, we'll just like repurpose it into some other type of meal. But my boys really like these when we do the roast, especially my youngest. He will like just sit there and eat like 1/4 of a pound of it. I swear, he demolishes it. So I did go ahead and buy their organic young whole chicken. It says it's with giblets. I'm hoping that the giblets are just like in a bag on the inside, but if not, I'll just look up a YouTube video on how to properly take the giblets out. I did see it was on the tag. It says that it's like best use or freeze by 4/29, and today is the 25th. So my plan is to freeze one of these, but because we were at the beach, I ended up going through my last little mason jar of chicken stock. So I will be cooking one of these here the next day or so to get some more chicken stock, and then we'll have some chicken that we can repurpose with different meals. I will then go ahead and save the bones, roast the bones, and then make my own bone broth with it. So we really do use all of the chicken. And what I'll probably end up doing with the giblets is just saving that for the bone broth so it can like all cook in there and just get more nutrients out of it. We did end up getting some more butter. I think we were just down to 1 stick of butter. I think this is like $12 or $13 at Sam's. I'm not 100% sure. If you want to know about any of the actual prices, just ask me in the comments, and I will do my best to let you know what the actual prices that we spent on it. We do have 3 pounds of organic bananas. We have probably 2 to 3 bananas left from the ones that we took with us to the beach. And then same with the apples. I think we have 2 apples left from what I bought when we went to the beach. So I just wanted to stock up because we do go through a lot of bananas, a lot of apples. And just a side note for everything that you saw in like the last clip, my grocery haul from Sam's Club when we were headed to the beach, we still have, I think we just finished up the strawberries, but we had probably 2 pounds of strawberries when we were coming back from the beach. The half a container of grapes. We still have 1 bag of dried strawberries. We have a couple of the granola bars left. The applesauce is completely gone. That's, you know, like 6 little kids. The applesauce was like a big hit. And I think we only have 2 to 3 bags of the fun mix of, I think it's like Frito-Lay, that little box of chips that I got. I think we only have the Funyuns left, but we do still have half a bag of the avocado oil potato chips. Those are really good, really addicting, but it was yesterday, I ended up eating one of the protein bars, and then I had some of the chips, and about like 45 minutes later, my stomach just got really bloated and started hurting. So I'm thinking it was the protein bar. It was all vegan, like pea protein stuff, but I normally don't do a lot of like vegan-ish food at all. So I'm not sure if something in there was upsetting my stomach, so I'm probably not gonna be buying those again. But my kids really like those potato chips, and I know it's still a bag of potato chips. I'm not gonna try and tell you that it's healthy, but with just 3 ingredients being potatoes, avocado oil, and sea salt, I will definitely start buying those chips. Like if we go to a friend's house and I'll make like my own homemade French onion dip, those would be good chips to bring. So, and those, the pepperoni, mozzarella, stick, whatever. We still have a couple of those in the fridge as well. Those are really good. So far, my youngest is the only one who actually likes them. Of course, I do too. But I only ate a couple of them while we were at the beach. We did really good with just eating the food that we brought. We didn't really do a lot of eating out, so that was nice. Oh, and I think I have a couple more chicken tenders of that Just Bare chicken tender pack that I got. So overall, I would say we probably have like half the food that we ate at the beach and the other half we brought home with us. I thought my kids would eat more, like being out in the sun and playing at the beach, playing in the sand, but they really were not eating a lot. But now that we're home, they're like drinking a lot more water, eating a lot more food. So let me know in the comments below if your kids are like that too. I think it was just they were so excited to have friends and like be eating all the meals with them, and they were like, this is the longest play date ever. Like they absolutely loved it. So I'm thinking that's kind of why they weren't eating as much, but let me know if your kids do the same when you go on vacation. But anyways, let's get back to the haul. I just ran out of my distilled vinegar, so I went ahead and bought 2 gallon bottles of it. This was like $5.98 or something, so it's about $3 per gallon of distilled vinegar. I use this for cleaning and some washing fruit. I have started washing my strawberries in vinegar and water as opposed to baking soda and water. I'll wash all my other fruit in baking soda, but with the strawberries, I don't know if it's something in the baking soda. It just makes the strawberries a lot more mushy. So what I've started doing is doing the vinegar with it, and that really helps not make them mushy. Like after you clean them, they get like those dark spots. If you know what I'm talking about, if you don't, just ignore what I'm saying. But I've started doing the vinegar with the strawberries, and that has been working really well. And then also for the homemade cleaner, I'll just do half a spray bottle of vinegar, half of it mixed with water, and then you can do essential oils if you want. Your house will smell like vinegar until it dries, but that's a really good alternative to an all-purpose cleaner that doesn't have any like additives in it or chemicals. And last but not least, my dog Bo was almost out of dog food, so we got the 35-pound bag of the lamb and brown rice. That was about $42. So we've got our own like dog food container. We'll go ahead and pour that in there so he's all stocked up. I know Roscoe, our other dog who's on a raw diet, he will need more ground turkey starting tomorrow, but I'm also planning on going to Aldi tomorrow, so I was just going to pick that up there because that Aldi has the best price for ground turkey that I've been able to find. So overall, everything that we bought here, I think it was like $157. So a lot of it was just the meat. We probably had close to $100 with the meat. I mean, that's 32, 25, so maybe like 75, because then this was 26. So almost $100 with meat, but then just the add-ons. The dog food, like I said, is $42. These Honeycrisp apples, I think were $6 to $7. These are $1.97, and this is, I think, around $13. So when you get some meat, obviously it'll start adding up your price, but that should last us 2 weeks, the whole chicken, the roast, and I might even end up cutting the roast in half, so that way we can get 2 dinners out of it. But we'll see. I'll try and like video all the dinners that I make this upcoming week. I did end up making last night some homemade hamburger helper with the last little bit of ground beef that we had, and that turned out really good. My boys, 2 out of the 3 really liked it. The third one, we had a bribe with dessert to get him to eat it. If you have little kids, you know, it's a touch and go of like what they like, what they don't, trying new things, all this stuff. But we really do like getting the ground beef from SAMS because it is grass-fed and grass-finished. And to my knowledge, Costco only has grass-fed. They don't have grass-finished. So that is why we like to shop at Sam's Club for that. So yeah, so this is, again, just everything that we purchased for our Sam's Club haul for a family of 5. Thank you for watching till the end of the video. If you want to know any of the prices, have any comments or questions, just let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.